Hi, my name is Cedric Pacifico.
And I'm Jackelyn Ho.
For our film project, we have decided to analyze David Lynch's film Mulholland Drive.
In our analysis, we will uncover the meaning of the film and how each character relates to the purpose of the film.
We are also analyzing the specific editing styles and cinematography Lynch incorporates into his work.
First, we will evaluate the specific meaning of the film.
The purpose of the film is to call attention to our subconscious thoughts. Lynch utilizes the idea of surrealism, which focused on expressing the subconscious mind. Surrealism in films usually include dream logic, fantastic imagery, and incongruous juxtaposition of non-subject matters, as mentioned in Professor Allen's audio lecture. In addition, surrealism draws out questions as to whether or not things must make sense. This relates to many features in the film Mulholland Drive.
Throughout the film, we question why things are happening and if there are any purpose to each event. When the film reaches its end, Lynch clarifies the basic nature of the movie. Diane has been dreaming about events that have occurred in her life and what may occur. Lynch utilizes the dream logic to baffle the audience and set an ominous tone within the movie, which allows the audience to then question what they believe is reality versus imaginary.
For example, in one scene, Betty and Rita are in a club, Silencio. This part reveals that everything leading up to this point has been an illusion. Lynch includes fantastic imagery in this scene by including smoke and blue lighting.
Lynch also has the characters randomly speaking Spanish and singing in Spanish. Both Betty and Rita react to the singing as if they are suddenly understanding Spanish perfectly. This exemplifies both Lynch's use of language and non-subject matters.
Lynch also uses Betty's acting to show the difference in reality versus ideality. Take, for example, Betty's significant difference in acting in these two clips.
Well, it's time to say goodbye, Betty. It's been so nice traveling with you.
Thank you, Irene. I was so excited, nervous. It was sure great to have you to talk to. You're still here.
I came back. Thought that's what you wanted.
Nobody wants you here.
Really?
My parents are right upstairs.
As you can see, Betty's acting in the first clip is extremely simulated, whereas in the second clip during her audition, she can clearly be a fantastic actress. The intonation of her voice is more seamless and believable.
In other parts of the film, such as the beginning, we see two men talking in a diner about a mysterious dream.
This scene represents non sequitur matter that Lynch incorporates into his film. After this scene, it suddenly jumps into another matter that seems completely unrelated. In theory, however, this scene may relate to the larger sense of Diane's subconscious.
From the start of the film, Lynch sets the stage for a surrealistic story. Lynch shows the audience a blurry vision, followed by a deep sound of inhalation. It then transitions into a scene of red bed sheets and suddenly cuts away into the movie.
This scene can be interpreted as Diane consuming narcotics. The red sheets match the sheet that Diane supposedly commits suicide upon. As you can see, Lynch subconsciously prepares the audience for a psychological ride.
Next, we will analyze the significance of the characters in Mulholland Drive.
There are four main characters in the film: Diane, Betty, Rita, and Camilla. In the film, Diane and Betty are parallels. The difference between the two is that Betty is the idealized version of what Diane would like to be. For example, Betty is a successful actress who has Rita as her companion in life.
Diane, in contrast, is unsuccessful in her life and never fulfilled her dream as an actress. Diane feels jealous of Camilla in real life, who has been casted in a movie and has fallen in love with another man, which is Adam.
In reality, Betty is identified as the waitress in the diner. In theory, this could represent how Diane's subconscious sees herself in real life, as one who serves others and lives off a low wage and tips.
In the dream, Diane is played by two characters. Diane is first introduced as the waitress in the dream, which also sparks Rita's memory of a Diane Selwyn. When the two women go in search of Diane Selwyn in hopes of answers, they find her dead in her apartment.
In juxtaposition, Rita and Camilla are also identified as parallels in the movie. The difference is that Diane's subconscious reveals Rita in a car accident, seeming to have suffered from amnesia.
In a way, Rita was given a clean slate and has no memory of who she was. Through the lens of Diane's subconscious, she has hopes that in reality, Camilla will love her again, just as Rita came to in Diane's dream.
In reality, Rita is Camilla, who is successful in her acting career. Camilla leaves Diane and decides to marry the director. In the dream, Rita decides to go under disguise and wears a blonde wig. The wig transforms Rita into a similar image of Betty.
This could represent Diane's actualization that Rita is only a figment of her imagination, and that Diane is Rita, meaning Diane is lost in her real world and is a victim of her own subconscious.
The use of parallel characters is meant to resemble Diane's inferior attitude towards Camilla. As the film comes to an end, the audience understands that Diane is jealous of everything Camilla has. Diane then decides to hire a hit on Camilla, which leads Diane to commit suicide due to the pressure of guilt.
Rita and Camilla are both exemplified as perfect facial features. This allows the audience to see how Diane views Camilla's appearance as perfect and flawless. On the other hand, other characters in the film did not have the same qualities and had more rugged features.
Lynch's artistic use for the characters allow the audience's subconscious to come into play. Our minds subtly put two and two together, but it goes unseen unless we really look into it.
Along with characters from the dreams, their form of acting seemed unrealistic as well. For example, Betty's demeanor with Rita seemed overworked and fake.
Another character that plays an important role is the mysterious lady figure that is shown behind Winky's diner. She is more of a symbol rather than a character.
This unknown figure could possibly represent the subconscious fear of failure that is omnipresent in Diane's life.
Next, we're going to discuss the different techniques of editing Lynch uses.
Lynch uses several editing techniques to enhance his film and further prove his idea of surrealism. Just like his film, his editing is not cohesive in terms of transitions. Lynch would often cut away from a scene and move into another event with no transition.
For example, one of the men from the diner collapses. Lynch decides to cut away, leaving the audience with no explanation.
Lynch also uses blurred vision to represent the falling out of reality.
For instance, when we are brought back to Diane's reality, she experiences blurred vision at Adam's party. This represents the loss of Diane's sanity.
Lynch includes the scenes that highlight facial features. However, Lynch also includes small details, such as Adam's unibrow, making him not the most attractive man. This could represent Diane's subconscious attitude towards Adam, who in reality is taking away her lover.
In another scene, Lynch zooms in on Adam's eyes when he first sees Betty in the dream. Lynch emphasizes the intense moment by capturing the two characters' reactions.
In conclusion, although this film was made to be a surrealistic film, Lynch leaves plenty of room for different interpretation. The audience is able to make several connections in the film by the end.
Lynch constructed his surreal film this way to prove that not everything in life has to make sense. However, things that do make sense can still hold meaning if you give it thought. We thank you so much for your time.
And we hope you enjoyed our presentation.